Before diving into this story, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe, because here, every story is a new emotion you won't want to miss. Imagine living in a house where the walls hold secrets from the past. Secrets of love, pain, and resilience that could change your life, and the lives of many other women. That is how Aina discovered that her own story of pain was closer than she ever imagined. Aina, in her early 30s, carries worn boxes through the creaky halls of her new old house. Her face shows the exhaustion of recent heartbreak, yet her eyes still hold a spark of hope. She speaks softly to herself as she moves, trying to find comfort in this fresh start. After my divorce, I needed a new beginning. This old house in the historic neighborhood felt like the perfect place to heal. She narrates, her voice layered with both strength and vulnerability. Little does she know, the walls are whispering stories waiting to be uncovered. As Aina explores her new home, she notices tiny holes and cracks in the walls, almost like eyes watching her. Faint murmurs seem to echo from within, drawing her curiosity and a creeping sense of unease. The house feels alive with secrets, and the past is reaching out through its silent language. These whispers slowly grow louder, pulling Aina deeper into a mystery that is far from over. Cut to a sepia-toned flashback from the 1960s. A woman named Clara, trapped by a controlling husband, secretly records messages in a small, dimly lit room. Her voice trembles but holds an unwavering courage as she speaks directly to anyone who might find her words. If you find this message, know that I am not alone, and neither are you. Her plea for solidarity and hope stretches across time, reaching Aina's ears decades later. Aina carefully assembles an old tape player she found tucked away in a dusty box. As the reels start to turn, the crackling voices from the past fill the room. She leans in, eyes wide, surprised by how vivid the messages sound, like a whisper meant only for her. It was as if that woman was speaking directly to me, sharing her pain, her dreams. Aina murmurs, her voice thick with emotion. Each word draws her closer, knitting their stories together across time. The voices from the tapes intertwine with Aina's own memories. Flashbacks of her painful divorce flood her mind. The lonely nights, the harsh words, the sense of losing herself. She recalls how difficult it was to rebuild trust and find strength after heartbreak. I realized she and I had more in common than I ever expected. She fought battles I'm still trying to understand, Aina reflects in a soft voiceover. The parallel struggles make the past alive and urgent. Aina sets up a small makeshift studio in one corner of the house. She places a microphone, lights, and her laptop, transforming the space into a sanctuary of voices. I decided to give voice to this woman, and to all those still suffering in silence, she announces with quiet determination. Her hands tremble slightly, but her eyes blaze with resolve. She knows this is more than a project. It's a mission to heal and inspire. The first episode of her podcast airs, weaving Clara's story with her own reflections on pain and hope. To Aina's surprise, the response is immediate and overwhelming. Messages pour in from women around the world, sharing their stories of struggle and resilience. If she resisted, I can too, Aina says to herself, reading the comments that celebrate courage and connection. The podcast becomes a beacon of solidarity. Each episode uncovers new fragments of Clara's life, her fears, moments of rebellion, and rare glimpses of joy. Aina listens late into the night, piecing together a woman's courage trapped in a dark era. Meanwhile, Aina begins to confront her own fears, the shadows of her past marriage gradually losing their power. The more she learns, the stronger she feels. It's as if Clara's spirit walks beside her, guiding each step. Aina's podcast grows in popularity, and the stories it ignites spark a movement online. Women find comfort in knowing they are not alone, that their pain and hope resonate through time. Aina feels the weight of responsibility, but also a deep connection to this collective voice. "We are rewriting history, one story at a time," she whispers during a quiet moment. Her home feels less like a prison and more like a refuge. The deeper Aina dives into Clara's recordings, the more she discovers a hidden network of women who resisted in their own ways. Letters, photographs, and secret messages buried in the house add layers to the mystery. Aina begins to document these findings on her podcast, drawing parallels between past and present struggles for freedom and self-expression. The house, once silent, now sings with stories. But just as Aina feels the momentum growing, a new voice enters the story, a man named James, claiming to be Clara's grandson. He reaches out with questions and skepticism, shaking Aina's belief in the simple truth she's uncovered. His presence challenges the narrative, forcing Aina to question what really happened decades ago. The mystery thickens and the stakes rise. Their conversations reveal family secrets tangled with lies and pain, but also love and redemption. James's doubts open doors to truths Aina never expected, truths that threatened to upend everything she thought she knew. Yet, instead of pulling them apart, this tension pushes them toward understanding. Together, they begin piecing together the final chapters of Clara's story. As the podcast approaches its climax, Aina prepares to reveal the fate of the woman behind the walls. The truth promises to be cathartic, both for her and the listeners who have followed the journey. The story of resistance and love will finally break free from silence. Aina knows this moment will change lives, including her own forever. A sudden knock breaks the silence, and Aina opens the door to find a young man standing there with a hesitant smile. He introduces himself as Lucas, Clara's grandson. His eyes hold a mixture of pain and hope as he speaks softly. "I heard your podcast. You have no idea how much this story moved me. My grandmother was so much more than those tapes." Aina's heart races, unsure if she's ready for this new chapter to unfold. As Aina pores over the evidence, she sees Clara in a new light, a woman who fought against more than as isolation. Letters expose threats, manipulation, and attempts to silence Clara's voice by those she once trusted most. Lucas shares memories passed down through his family, stories of a woman who resisted quietly but fiercely. The revelation shakes Aina to her core, blending anger with newfound respect for Clara's bravery. The plot twist deepens when Lucas reveals a hidden diary filled with Clara's private thoughts and dreams. Her words reveal not only pain, but a vision of freedom and love that she never gave up on. "This is proof she was a warrior for time," Lucas says, handing the diary to Aina. The pages are fragile, but her spirit leaps from each line, an unbroken voice that transcends decades and despair. Aina's own struggles resonate with Clara's story more than ever before. She feels a surge of courage, inspired to carry the fight forward, not just for herself, but for every woman silenced by fear or oppression. "Your grandmother's fight is alive in you," Lucas says quietly, as if passing a torch. The weight of history and hope blends, setting the stage for a final act of liberation. Together, Aina and Lucas prepare to share Clara's full story with the world. The podcast's narrative shifts from mystery to revelation, promising a cathartic closure that honors the past and fuels the future. Aina knows this moment will heal wounds, personal and collective, and that the voice inside the wall will finally be free to echo loudly, inspiring generations to come. Aina and Lucas stand side by side in a quiet cemetery, the sun casting long shadows over the weathered gravestone of Clara. The air is thick with emotion as they share a moment of reverence, their hands brushing gently as if to connect across time. "She was braver than any of us ever knew," Lucas whispers, eyes glistening with tears. Aina nods, feeling the weight of Clara's courage settle deep in her bones, a legacy that refuses to fade. As they leave the cemetery, Aina's gaze shifts toward the camera, her voice steady and full of hope. Her voice wasn't just trapped in the walls of that old house. It lives in all of us fighting to be free, she says softly. When we share our stories, we begin to heal. That's the power of truth. Her words linger in the air, carrying the promise of renewal and strength for anyone listening. Back in her studio, Aina reflects on the journey that led her here, the pain she confronted, and the courage she found. The podcast has become more than a project. It is a beacon for those silenced by fear and isolation. This is just the beginning, she tells Lucas, who smiles in agreement. Together, they vow to keep telling stories that matter, turning whispers of the past into roars of change. The final episode airs, revealing Claire's full story and the family conspiracy that sought to erase her. Listeners respond with gratitude and empowerment, sharing their own battles and triumphs. Aina reads the messages with a sense of awe. Her voice has ignited a movement, connecting hearts across generations. Each story shared is a victory, a step toward freedom. Aina's journey reminds us that healing starts when we dare to speak, when silence is broken by the courage to be heard. No matter how many walls try to silence you, she says, your voice is your greatest weapon. Use it. The camera zooms out slowly, the glow of hope spreading through the room, as if Claire's spirit smiles in approval. The narrator's voice rises gently, carrying a final message that resonates beyond the story. Liberation is an act of love for yourself and for every soul that follows, the voice intones. So speak, inspire, and break the chains that bind you. Your story matters, and your voice can change the world. The screen fades to black, leaving a sense of peace and purpose. In the silence that follows, the echo of Claire's voice lingers, an eternal reminder that even behind the coldest walls, love and resistance live on. Aina's journey is a testament that no one is ever truly alone. Through connection and courage, the past becomes the foundation of a freer future, where every woman's voice can shine bright and unbreakable.